Quantum Conversations, your portal to the inner realms. Access infinite possibilities, infinite mastery, and infinite love. Mind-expanding, heart-opening conversations with some of the greatest spiritual teachers, luminaries, and healers of today's world. Usher in new earth by living in your sacred heart. Quantum Conversations is brought to you by acoustichealth.com, home of music from the universe, online healing retreats, and this program. Claim your free registration to daily shows at acoustichealth.com. acoustichealth.com, your portal to the inner realms. Our program starts shortly. Welcome to another Quantum Conversation, brought to you by acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. And today we are talking about our divine energy matrix and that connection to our multidimensional self and that connection to Source and all that is. My guest today is very special in that she can scan and see the energetic body, the etheric body, emotional body, and see any blockages. So she's here with a treat for us today as she really amplifies our intuition with a triple heart activation. Virginia Rounds Griffiths is a medical intuitive, and I'm so pleased to introduce her to you here on this Quantum Conversation. Virginia, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you so much, Lauren. I'm indeed honored to be here presenting for your wonderful community, and thrilled and delighted. Thank you.
We are pleased to meet you as well. We're going to talk about your work and how people can experience it. I find it really fascinating because we were talking just a moment ago, and it's about energy. When we master our own divine energy matrix, that's the key in this ascension process. It's what the great masters have taught as well. And it's beautiful because we are just elevating in this sense. And I just look forward to you doing that. It really is alchemy. And we're going to talk about that. So you are a medical intuitive, and you can see the energy bodies. Can we start there with your personal story? Were you always dialed in? You work closely with your team.
Very much so. Yes, Lauren. Oh, sorry. Your name is Loren. I keep calling you Lauren.
That's okay. It works. They both work.
My apologies. Yeah. Excuse me. I've had this ability ever since I came onto this planet, I suppose. But, it's a process, Lauren, as you know. This is a journey. And we don't all come in hitting the ground and thinking, oh, I'm this amazing being. And I have X amount of gifts and all of those different things. This is a process. And the process unfolds as we go through our own clearing. And that's what today is about. It's about being conscious of clearing our path, our own, being responsible for our own energetic matrix as we go through this process and as we head towards the Ascension process, which we are practically already, some of us have already achieved it. Some of us are still on the kindergarten path to it. and some of us have probably, if my understanding is right, have already excelled and are beyond it. And my journey, I had a near-death experience when I was 7 years old, and I was dying. I can still remember it very, very graphically today. But, you know, the beautiful thing was, Lauren, that it was when I realized that I was going to die, and when I surrendered, it was the most amazing experience. I saw the light, as everybody says, and the peace that came with it, and the love. I was surrounded with it. And even to this day, after all of the decades that have gone by, I can still feel that energy. I can still feel that moment. When I was fighting it, when I realized that I was going to be dying, and I was fighting it and with fear, it was very difficult. But once I surrendered to it, it just was like ease and grace as I went through that process. And then I realized that I was coughing and stuffing on the beach. Somebody had rescued me. And, you know, it was a case of I didn't really want to come back. I didn't want to come back. I was quite happy to be there in that beautiful, peaceful place. And as a consequence, I think I used to have a burning desire when I was searching for something, Lauren, and I didn't understand what it was until, you know, because we've got to go through life, don't we? You know, we go through our teenager years, 20s and 30s, and you get your families and all that sort of thing out of the way. Then when I got to my late 30s and 40s, I realized then that I started to follow a spiritual path. And that's where this searching that I had been hungerful, craving for something, started to just dissipate because I was doing what I came for. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes. That's a common age for people to awaken, really, in that late 30s, early 40s. You go through the matrix for so long that you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And, you know, well, I just want to mention about your near-death experience. So obviously, yes, that was a drowning. Were you in the ocean? Yes.
Oh, heavens above, yes. I was in the South Pacific, and there was nothing between us and the South Pole. So we had enormous waves, huge waves coming up from the South Pole. And, you know, I couldn't swim, but my sister could, and she was just a little bit beyond arm's length for me. And as I was getting excited trying to tell her that I was drowning, she was getting excited because she thought I told her that waves were coming. So, you know, she was like taking no notice of me at all. It's quite funny, really, when I think about it. Every moment of that whole experience is very vivid in my mind. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yes, it must be as if time, it moves very slowly, right? So I just want to go into that a little bit more because I'm certain that I'm not the only one that's feeling this, and you say today that you can still feel this love and this light. And the key word, Virginia, is the surrendering in it. And so certainly that must translate into today's world, our waking world. If it's all coming and we're banging up against it or arguing with someone because of a belief system that we have or programming that we have, if we just surrender to the higher aspect, the higher road, the higher light, the higher compassion, that's the key. So talk a little bit about that surrender.
Well, you know, that surrender, this is the thing. It's a beautiful word and it has so much meaning. And yet, when we come to a place where, in the instances that you just gave, where we are up against another individual or individuals, the ego kicks in, doesn't it? And that's why it's very hard for us to surrender in that aspect of, or that concept. But, you know, a lot of my work, Lord Metatron says this is his mantra: believe, trust, and surrender. And this is what I use all the time. Whenever I'm in doubt, Lauren, I always go back to that. Because, we're human. We doubt, as much as we do what we do, and it may be seen as extraordinary by other people, we still are human, and we still have our doubts and our, our foibles. Yeah. And so when I have a doubt, I go straight to my heart and I say, believe, trust, and surrender. And that just gets me right back on track. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely. And I think we should all write that down on a little sticky note. That comes from Metatron. So tell us about your team, the connection that you have with your team and the beings that you work with. Metatron is one of them.
Lord Metatron is one of them. He is the most beautiful, beautiful energy. And I also work with Lord Melchizedek and Lord Maitreya, Buddha, Lord Jesus, Ananda, Mother Mary, Lady Kuan Yin, Saint Francis of Assisi, and it goes on and on. And in the big scheme of things, really, Lauren, I remember a friend of mine in Australia. She was very clairvoyant, and she would say, and I would say, okay, because I'm a Virgo, and everything is pedantic for me. Oh, it used to be, put it that way. It used to be pedantic. So I had to have the Y's, the where's, and the dot the I's and cross the T's. And I would say, okay, who said that? Which one of them said that? She would say, well, they're showing me all of their faces just changing. So basically what this means is they're all one, as we are, all one and part of the one. Yeah? So my team is extraordinary. And they just... at the moment, we're working on something that I call the magic wand. And that means I'm asking them, when I wave the magic wand, I want the miracle. Does that make sense?
Oh, tell us about the magic wand. We each want one, too. I mean, I could have used it the other day.
I'm just starting with the magic wand. I just said, hey, listen, guys. When I asked to wave the magic wand, please, can you wave the magic wand? You know what I mean? I want a miracle. And it was really interesting because when I was doing the work that I was doing, and I just said, okay, let's just do the magic wand. And Lauren, it just went into this beautiful, beautiful energy of ease and grace. Whereas prior to that, I had been struggling because when I do my work and I come up against negative energies, my throat will change, and sometimes you can hardly hear me speaking because of the energy that I'm coming up against. But this time it was it just happened with ease and grace. Everything was just clear, bing, gone, and I was in awe. But we're working on it yet. Still, it's yet to happen. I've got to wait until it's fully in place. So that's what we're working.
I love your giggle. It is really cute. It's really cute. And now you call yourself Ginny, too. Did I hear you say that? Ginny?
No, I'm never a Ginny.
Okay.
No, I'm always a Virginia. I really believe in the power of your name, the vibration that you were given that name from your birth. And shortcuts don't do it for me. Do you understand? Nicknames don't do it. Or shortening of the names. Your name was given to you. It has a vibration which is uniquely yours. So why not be proud of it? Yeah?
Why not be proud of it? Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so then you do work with energy. So here we are. We're responsible for our divine energy matrix. It connects us to source. Yet something happens when we're here in this physical dimension. There's all kinds of things that can keep us from having this really clear energy matrix. And things like, thought forms could come and create cords with us on our energy. So share with us the work that you do. What's it like for you to be able to see into someone's energy field?
I feel a lot. Yeah, and I'm given this all it all happened quite by accident, Lauren. I call it quite by accident. And so when I'm going through the energy fields, I feel this. It feels like I'm walking through treacle. All right, that's That's how it feels to me. And but it's beautiful because they will clear that energy. My team will clear that energy very, very fast. One of the part of my team, I add, is the Kahunas and the Lemurian lineage that I come from.
Of course. Yes. Okay. Wow. That's why we're connected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Lemurians, hugely. And I had a life. It's something that I don't speak of. Because sometimes it can be misunderstood. But I had a life.
I think that's safe here with this crowd.
Mm-hmm. I understand. That's why I'm bringing it through. Because I had a life at the time when Lemuria went down.
Mm-hmm.
There were many thousands of goddesses that collected in the Haleakala, right, in the crater at the Haleakala.
Mm-hmm.
And they were tasked to go out into the length and breadth of Lemuria at that time and inform the people that this was going to happen. The ancient ones knew this information. They knew it was going to go down. Mm-hmm. So they were tasked to go out into the fields and to let people know that they had to find some way of getting to safety as much as they could. And are you aware of Kahu Fred Sterling in Hawaii?
Yes, actually, I've interviewed him. And Karina, one of his long-time
Karina
students.
Nelson, yes.
Yes.
So we're all connected.
We are connected. This is just amazing. Okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Well, it was beautiful because there was a time when I lived in Sydney and I worked in the oldest metaphysical shop there. It was part of the Theosophical Society. Mm-hmm. It was called Adya. And it had been going for 95 years. And I was really, really blessed to be able to host Kahu Fred to Australia, to Sydney. And then we did a workshop. He did a workshop and I went along because I was asked to go and help with the books, etc. And when we finished the 2-day workshop, he channels Kirael, yes, from the seventh dimension. Mm-hmm. And Kirael came through Kahu Fred, and he asked for me. I was sitting at the back, and he said, "Where's the lady that looked after the shop, water seer to this place and hosted us?" And so everybody turned around to me. I said, "Oh, okay, I'll go up." He says, "Come here and sit here, my dear, in the middle," which I did. And then he proceeded to tell me that I had been the queen of Lemuria at that time.
Oh.
Yeah, and that the task had fallen to me to tell all of those goddesses that they had to go out and to tell the people what was the fate of Lemuria, what's going to be the fate. And it was given to me it was because of my decision, and I asked that Australia did not go down, because the Pacific Rim was all part of what was Lemuria. Mm-hmm. Australia and New Zealand as well. And I was totally, and I'm using an English expression here called gobsmacked. And I don't know whether you can imagine.
Yes.
Yes. I was totally gobsmacked because this was information I had never known about. And we had a huge healing around that with all the people that were with us on that day. It was just so good. It came out of the blue. I always knew that I had a Lemurian connection, but I never realized what it was until that time. And I'm really, really blessed to know this.
What did you feel in your body when you were told that? I mean, you were gobsmacked, but
it was totally. It resonated. Totally.
There's a resonance. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally resonated for me, and it was just enormous to know this. We then consequently were able to go the year after to do some work at Uluru, which is that lovely, beautiful, big mountain in the middle of, not mountain, but big, huge rock in the middle of Australia there called Ayers Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And we did amazing work there. We unhooked the energies and what was holding onto Uluru and blocking her from being all that she could be. So yeah, we did, it was beautiful. So that is my story about my Lemurian lineage, but I always knew I had it anyway. You know, it'd be way before this. I knew that there was this amazing connection. So I use the Ho'oponopono in everything I do.
Yes.
I use it in all my healing. And I tell all my people, just go to the heart. Whenever you are in a dark moment, go to your heart and just do the Ho'oponopono, because it works. It lifts your energy. It lifts your vibration, takes you out of the doldrums. I find that for me, anyway.
I just recently used it a few days ago as well, and it really did transmute the situation. I actually got an apology, so that was beautiful. Now,
Fabulous.
for those who are not familiar, this is a Hawaiian practice, and share with us your version of it. I mean, I know there's 4 sentences, but some take out one of the things. But how do you use it?
I used the whole thing, darling. I said, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, and thank you. Yes. And I'm just totally in the heart when I do this, and I'm totally surrounded by the love of my God, of the Creator. Because we give that to God. The thing is, people don't realize. They think that you're asking for forgiveness from the person that's hurt you or the person that hasn't got something, you know, your benefit in mind. Not at all. You're giving it to God. You're handing it to God. Take care of it. And that's it. Get it. You let it go. Yeah?
Again, there's that word, letting go. Really, letting it go.
Yeah.
Right.
We try. We overthink everything, Lauren. Yes?
We do. Mountains out of molehills, actually.
Yeah, we overthink everything. And that's where we make our heaven or our hell in between our ears. I totally believe that.
Yes.
Yeah. That's where it all happens. Mm-hmm.
That's where it all happens. Okay, so then along the way, because you do see this energy, and we're going to get to interaction with our audience today. You're going to do some scans on people. You've got a great activation for us, for the heart. And before we get there, though, I want to talk about the work that you've done with the energy, because you've created music, and you've infused the music with these energy encodements, and then you've gone back to check on people's houses, like if there were geopathic stress, and it's totally held. So that's really fascinating. Share a little bit about what's going on here in this work that you do, and shifting the energy like that and how it can hold.
Once again, Lauren, I never second guess anything. I get out of mind. You know, this has really, really been a very difficult and a big learning curve for me. Mm-hmm. Remember earlier on I said that I'm Virgo? That means we're analytical, right? We're the most analytical creatures on this earth plane. And everything has to have a meaning. Everything has to why, where, when, which, how. All right? So this has been a huge lesson for me, to surrender. And I don't even think about how it's done. I just hand it to them, and I know it's going to get done. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah? Okay, so your team is doing the work here. You are working with a team, using the energetics from that team in this realm.
Yes. And as a consequence, Lauren, because this is where a lot of people that do the work that I do, the type of work that I do, will become ill. They will, because they're using their own energy. See, I don't do that. I hand it to my team. They do it. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So, and a lot of people that do this type of work, their bodies are not healthy. They take on stuff, and also they take on other energies like entities, and they don't realize that these things are in their energy field and playing havoc with not only with their health, but with their behavior and with their thinking. So, yeah.
So, yeah, and I know that you work a lot. I mean, so you assist, that you're here as a huge support for this energetics. But how do we become aware of our divine energy matrix? How can we really tune into it? I know this is a much bigger task than, we can say in a moment, but certainly this is our responsibility, being responsible for our energy.
Absolutely. You see, I started way back from taking into consideration every thought that I had, every word that I spoke, every deed that I did. I had to question myself every time I did something that in my mind, in my understanding and in my knowing, didn't feel right, was not of the highest vibration. That's how I started, and anyone can start the same way. So, when you have a thought, and we all do, that's the way it is. We have a thought about somebody, we might be critical of someone, or judgmental in some form, or, we don't like something. You catch yourself. You have to catch yourself, and you've got to ask for that to be cleared. When we speak words that are not the nicest things to say, you've got to catch yourself and say, no, this is wrong. So this is where the awareness comes in. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It's a supreme awareness, and it goes very deep. It goes deep, deep, deep.
That's how you first start, and then it's just small steps. Every thought, every word, every deed that you do and that you have, you're constantly catching yourself, constantly saying, no, this doesn't sound right. Because that's how we spiral downwards, Lauren, because of our thought forms, because of the words we speak. And when we spiral downwards, it's very difficult for us to find our way back up again. And then, as a consequence, because this is the law of attraction in action, we then bring in negative energies, entities, which then exacerbate this like a conveyor belt of negative energy that we're building up within ourselves. And then it starts to exacerbate and go into the chakras, and then into all our energy bodies, and the thought forms, as you know, and the cording. I mean, goodness me, the amount of people, the amount of cording that we have, both to us and away, and from us. We cord others as well, as you know. And just the thought will cord you. And those cords then, are highways to energy from other people. And if those other people are not wishing you well, guess what kind of energy you're getting from that?
Yes.
It's not conducive to a clear, I call it a clear vessel, to be a clear vessel. Because when you're a clear vessel, you have spiritual work with you in the most pristine and divine ways.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so what can we do every day? What can we do to instantly check in then? Because you're right. I mean, I know you've got a process for us, but there was a situation where I actually saw someone passing in my field, and my judgment about myself was triggered by a person outside of me, and I could feel that in my solar plexus. So I know what you're talking about here. And when we become aware of this, that's how we can become aware of our energy field. Is there anything that you do to really stay reaching upward then? I know you said we catch ourselves. Anything else?
I always recommend that people go straight to the heart, because that's the way forward. That's the divine center for all that we are, and for us to access the higher realms, access the higher vibration. Go straight to the heart and do the Ho'oponopono. It's as simple as that, Nadia. Simple as that. I believe in simple. I don't like complications.
And that is so simple, because it's going to diffuse that whole energy. So go straight to the heart and do the Ho'oponopono.
Yes, with the intention of clearing out all negative energies, or any negative judgment, or any negative anything. Yeah, emotions.
Again, intention is key. It's the whole key, right?
Totally.
Okay.
Totally.
Well, this is a perfect time, Virginia. Before we get to scans on our audience, we've got people on YouTube that would like some scans. We've got people in our regular audience that have hands raised. Start 2 if you're on the phone. And then over our Q&A on our webpage, please ask a question that way. There's a lot coming in for negative energies. This would be a beautiful time right now to truly do the activation for the heart. So,
lovely.
Because that's going to fortify us, and
Indeed,
this is where it's all out.
Yeah. All right then. Excuse me. Just so I can let your community know, Lauren, that my throat will act up sometimes when I'm coming into negative energy.
See, do we have negative energy? I mean, oops. Okay, we're going to let that go. Let's clear it.
No, when everybody starts to come together, that's when I pick up, because this is what happens. The team is out there and encompassing everyone that's listening and everyone that will be on the replay.
Beautiful.
So, yeah. All right, so please, everybody, just take a deep breath and close your eyes. Beautiful deep breath. Close your eyes and let's just cross your hands over the center of your heart, in the middle of your chest, which is your amazing divine heart center. And we're going to connect with the triple heart and the golden shaft that aligns these 3 hearts together. The heart of Source, our Supreme Creator, your own divine heart, and the crystalline heart of Mother Earth. Feel the peace and then tranquility as you connect with your own divine heart center. Now in the center of your chest, perhaps you will see a beautiful crystal appear, or maybe just feel and imagine it. And this crystal is symbolic of your divine heart. You may see it as a color. You may also see it as a beautiful shape of the heart or any other shape that is right for you. Because this is your creation. And perhaps you may see that beautiful crystal as you can imagine it as a cave, furnished with beautiful velvet cushions, perhaps with the most magnificent, vibrant colors of silk hangings. You are creating the space of your own divine heart sanctuary. And perhaps you can always come back and replenish it and refurnish it. Refurnish this as if it were your own home. It doesn't have to be all done now. Now see that sacred crystal completely expand until it occupies the whole of your chest area. And I want you to see a golden shaft now extend out from your divine heart center and totally encompass your entire divine energy matrix. And of course, this is made up of all of your energy bodies and includes your auric field and everything within that comprises your divine energy matrix on this planet. Now see and feel that connect with your divine I am presence in the universe now. And remember, the golden shaft runs all the way from the heart of Source, connecting with your heart and the heart of Mother Earth, and expands out to encompass your entire divine energy matrix. We now ask for the cleansing, healing, purifying, releasing and balancing all of and any negative energies in each of your energy bodies, in every single chakra, both front and back, in every one of the petals, in every one of the layers, in every one of those chakras. We have to clean out all the cords and all the negative thought forms and vibrations and frequencies. We ask too that all entities and energies that are not of love are also released from your energy matrix now. And as we settle in to this beautiful cleansed energy, we ask my team and the teams of each individual, those listening and those listening to the replay and those live, to implement the procedure within each and every one. Let us just take a moment now to feel this energy and be assured that all that has been asked for is being activated in each person's divine matrix now. We take this time to repair, recalibrate, and regenerate and rejuvenate the auric fields of all at this time. This will also help to strengthen your protection from life's onslaught. Now we ask for the triple heart to be downloaded and activated into each person's divine heart center now, allowing each one to activate it at the click of the fingers and saying, I invoke the triple heart now. When this invocation takes place, it activates the wisdom of the heart, and it activates and upgrades everyone's intuition, thereby connecting to the language of the heart. And to cement this activation, we envisage a giant infinity sign that starts in the front of your divine heart center. Breathing in, it goes up and outside of us, connecting into the heart of source, returns back, down through the back of your divine heart, out through the front, and all the way down to the front of Mother Earth's crystalline heart now. The thread continues out to the back of Mother Earth's heart and into the back of our divine heart center. And it anchors into our crystalline divine heart center. Now for those who know the Ho'oponopono, or if you do not, just feel the energy and the essence of the Ho'oponopono. And let us just say the words out loud as you stay in the heart center to help anchor this activation in your sacred divine heart center for you to invoke when you need it. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And we'll say it 2 more times. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Now see and feel the shaft retract all the way from the outside of you back into your central core. Let us give gratitude, love and thanks to the source of all that is, and see that energy return to the heart of source. Let us give gratitude, love and thanks to Mother Earth, and see her energy return to her heart. And see a grounding cord that goes with her. And give gratitude, love and thanks to you, to yourself and your team for being the instrument to connect to the high vibrations as you continue your soul's journey. And so it is.
And so it is. Really beautiful feeling into the triple heart there to feel that connection. It was very cool. Also, the crystal in the heart, beautiful, so beautiful.
Isn't it gorgeous? I mean, I get overwhelmed by this. Because the energy is so beautiful. You know, and it's very, very difficult sometimes for me to try and stay focused. And especially when we go to Mother Earth. Oh my goodness. If everybody realized just how important Mother Earth is. We live on her. We are her. She's us. There's no separation. We eat off her. Everything that we have she nurtures us. And we, as humans, we sometimes forget, and we don't give her the honor and the credence that is hers, and the love. And the other thing about being grounded, very, very, very important, as I'm sure you realize, Lauren, because if you're not grounded, that means you're out of your body, either halfway out or fully out, and then you get tossed around by all the emotions and the third-dimensional garbage that's coming at us every day. So is it any wonder that we are not, a lot of us are floundering, find it very difficult to live in this time that we've all chosen to come into, because we are not being grounded and we're not staying in our bodies. I find that when you stay you're fully grounded and you're staying in your body, that your body is your protection. Your auric field is your protection. And so therefore, you don't get tossed around by emotional stuff.
Yes. Well, we certainly, feeling the rejuvenation of the auric field from that activation that you did, that was amazing. No wonder it allows us to carry more light. Really, it's fortified, and that really is what it means to be responsible for our own energy field, spiritual hygiene. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about you, because you offer personal sessions. You're offering a 45-minute personal session with someone, one-on-one. That's beautiful. We're going to do mini scans to show people a little bit about how that works. But then you also have MP3s of these energy clearing MP3s, and these are interesting because they actually shift the energy, all sorts of things, whether it's clearing entities or taking care of geopathic stress. And this could be like ley lines that don't cross properly. But talk a little bit about the work behind that, because that too, the MP3s are totally the intention behind it.
Yeah, you mean talk about the MP3s themselves?
You don't have to go through all of them. I guess we'll get to that, but I just wanted you to share a little bit about that work too, because people can use those MP3s and totally shift their environment in their house. Yes,
totally. Initially, the very first one, of course, is the entities and implants, because the entities, they wreak havoc with all of our energy bodies, with our behavior, with our mental health, with our physical health. That's the very first thing I do whenever I am with a client. I will always ask for us to clear the entities straight up, but I can feel them. I know they're there. And because they interfere with the work that I do, which is, and it's quite interesting because sometimes they shapeshift, they run away because they know they know that I'm after.
Interesting.
Yes.
And not to get, some would get freaked out by that, but really it's just energy and, an awareness. We're honing our awareness.
It's just negative energy, which we are picking up all the time. Not only are we picking it up because we're getting it from, we pass it. Energy passes between people. And, when you meet a person and for some reason you don't understand why it is, but you are repelled by that person, you know that the energy is not right, and there's something that you just can't put your finger on. Because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not real. That's energy, and everything is energy. That's the very first basis of physics, isn't it? Everything is energy. And we are energy. The energy just comes in different frequencies and vibrations. So the higher we can keep our vibration, which is why I've got all of these MP3s here for people to use, the more that you clear your space out. And the other thing is, Lauren, when I do encounter, and I like to empower people. I don't want to be doing the work myself. I'm only one body. So if I can empower people to take care of and be responsible for their own matrix, then I will tell them, one of the ways that you know you've got entities is headaches, Lauren. Would you believe that? Headaches. And also when you're feeling angsty and you don't understand why. When you're just feeling angsty and you think, what's going on? Sometimes you can be on your own and you're feeling angsty and you think, what's going on? It's almost always a trigger that there are entities around. So just go straight into the Ho'oponopono. Hands over the heart. Intention. I want to clear these, and whatever's in my energy field, I want it out. And just do the Ho'oponopono. I usually say around about 7 times. And then stop and just feel the energy. Feel if you're feeling lighter. I do this all the time with people. Yeah.
Beautiful. That's the kahuna in you as a past life. Okay. Well, let's get to it. Let's go to a scan. I guess we're going to go to our phone line first. We're going to go up to the cell phone caller in Florida. Phone number ending in 4536. Hi, you're unmuted. What's your name, please?
This is Yvonne.
Hi,
Thank you for taking
Yvonne.
my call.
Sure.
Hi, Lauren and Virginia. I just wondered if Virginia could scan my energy field for me because I have this severe allergy to food allergies and all kind of allergies, and I don't know where it's coming from, and I don't know how to heal myself.
Well, sorry, Yvonne, that would entail a session because there's more there would be more investigation. But what I am picking up in your energy field, your auric field, it's clogged. There's energies that need to be cleared from that. And your mental body also needs to be cleared, and your emotional body as well. So you see all of this clogging, it just weighs us down and brings our vibration down as well. All right? And I'm looking at your 4th body as well. So your 4th body, which is the astral body, is also not clear. It also needs to be cleared. So right now, I just want you to put your hands across your heart center, darling. And if everybody else is listening to this and they want clearing as well from their energy matrix, let's just do the Ho'oponopono. Oh, I love you.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Thank you. I love you.
I'm sorry. Forgive me and thank you.
Thank you. I love you.
And thank you. I love you.
That's it.
Forgive me. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
You're clear.
Thank you so much.
Those beautiful energies now. Your energy now is beautiful. That's all cleared out of the etheric body, the mental, and I don't know how you're feeling. If you can feel any change, please tell us if you do. Or and so
I
much
feel
lighter.
So much lighter.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yes, that's
So
what people
lighter.
usually say. They feel lighter when when the energy feels. And we've only just touched on it. I'm just going to have a look at your Your cording is lovely, it's clear, and your negative, negative thought forms are clear as well. So you're pretty good now, darling, yeah? So all the best. You're welcome, you're welcome. And as I said, to find out the allergies, we would have to go deeper, and I think time is not allotting here. Is that right, Lauren?
Yes.
So I can just go to Lauren's website and find you
yes,
there.
Please, darling.
For the
yes,
allergies.
You would. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so very much, and thank you, Lauren, for taking my call.
You're welcome, Lauren.
Yes, thank you, Yvonne. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, and good luck with that. It's so interesting to see you work there, Virginia, because my goodness, your voice totally changed.
I told you. I did warn you.
And
and sometimes if it's really, really bad, then I'm whispering. I'm whispering. Yeah.
Okay.
How do you say the words? Yeah.
One more phone caller, and then we'll go to a YouTube. We're going to go to a cell phone in Midland, Michigan, ending in 8866. Hi, what's your name, please?
My name's Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Hi. I'm enjoying the program.
Thank you. What can we do for you, Mary?
Well, I would like to have a scan, if that's possible.
Yep. Sure. Okay. So once again, your etheric body is needing to be cleared, and your mental body and your and you do a lot of thinking here, Mary, don't you? And your emotional body. Your emotional body, yeah, that's also very clogged. Your fourth body, your fifth body is pretty clear. It's nice. Sixth body is clear, and the seventh, brilliant. Those bodies are clear. It's the first four bodies that just need clearing, and I'm just going to very quickly go. Your chakras, base chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown. There's a lot of clogging in your chakras, darling, which means, and on the back as well, in the back of your body. So there's a lot of clogging in there, and it's like sometimes if the chakras are blocked, the health is usually affected from the organs that are connected to those chakras. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
All right. Let's just do the Ho'oponopono. Yay! Let's do the Ho'oponopono. We'll ask for all of this to be cleared out of your energy matrix. So I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. Forgive me. Thank you. Beautiful, clear now, darling. Beautifully clear. Your etheric body, your mental body. You're very welcome. I don't know if you felt any change, but you're clear.
I could feel sort of heating up while you were doing the clearing.
Brilliant, because
I feel very good. Yes, and it's nice to know that that's cleared out. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, Seth. I'm looking at your base chakra. Remember, I couldn't hardly say these words before? Base chakra, sacral, heart. So that's all clear. That's how fast they can work. But remember, sweetheart, this is the beauty about those MP3s. They are the ones that will keep you on track. Does that make sense? Because, we go out there. You go outside the door to, this afternoon or whatever time that you are, and you're going out and you're exposed again to the energies that are all out there, and you come back home, and guess what? Bingo. Yep. And so this is what it means to be responsible for your own energy matrix. All right?
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Mary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're welcome, darling.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Bye, Lauren. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Well, yes, being responsible for our own energy matrix. Yeah. And so the MP3s, it's music, it's beautiful music. Again, they're encoded with the intention for the specific clearings. And it's going to raise the vibration of the home or the space.
There's all different ones there, like entities, there's chakras, there's the assemblage point, that's a whole different story. And then there's the house, the land, the cars, the pets, and the land, anything else, and buildings, like your office building, you can use that as well. And there's also the geopathic stress, which of course is that dreadful energy coming up from Mother Earth. And it exacerbates anybody who's already got bad health. It'll make it much worse. It will cause discord in the house, and it will also, what should I say here? It can cause cancer. It just makes whatever's in the house worse than it is. The energy is in there. And a lot of seriously, Lauren, I'm going to say all of my people that I work with have got geopathic stress under their house, and a lot of them are chronically ill. Yeah?
Yeah, that's very interesting. So then the music, if you were to play that in a zone with geopathic stress, does it override? It'll clear that geopathic.
It'll clear it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll clear it. These are very, very highly infused. The energies in these MP3s, they're music, which is easy to do because you can listen to them loud if you want to, or you can just loop them and play them silently, through the day.
See, that's interesting that you can play them silently.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, no. Everything's in vibration, isn't it, darling? Everything's vibration and energy and frequency.
Okay.
It's energy. That's
so
what
we
energy
can control.
does.
Okay. All right. Well, that just makes perfect sense. So we're controlling our environment, being in a way.
Yes, totally. That's why I made these, so that you can take responsibility for your own energy matrix. And then
they're great tools, great support.
Yeah.
Okay, so now if someone is calling in over our chat, do you need a name? A name would be helpful, right? No, you don't need a name?
Yeah, it would be, but that's fine. Yeah, I just go straight to the energy.
Okay, all right. So right now we'll go to our YouTube audience, and there is Persia. Persia would like a scan, please.
Sure. What a lovely name. So let's have a look. Persia, your energy, understood, I can't even say the word. Etheric body is very, very clogged. Mental body is clogged. There's a lot of thought forms in there that need to be cleared. And her energy, emotional. Oh, very emotional person here, Persia. And the fourth body's clear, fifth, sixth, seventh, that's clear, that's fine. Looking at the thought forms, oh gosh. And her hoarding, that's also fully, that needs to be cleared. Looking at her base chakra. Cool. Solar plexus, the heart, the throat. Let's just do it all on this. Everything else has to be cleared. I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I love you. Forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. Ah, beautiful. Cleared. I have to say something, Lauren. Usually when the energy is cleared, I get the giggles on my side. I have to I have to stop giggling. Yeah, the energy is so pure when we've done this that I have to stop giggling. All right, my secret's out now. My secret's out.
You remind me of Judy Callie, actually. I don't know if you're familiar with our beautiful Judy, but your energy and intuition and everything. Yeah, and the giggles, of course. Well, I think that's so cool. So, Persia, if you noticed anything, please share with us. It's always really interesting to see what people notice and what people feel. And it's so interesting to see you do it. I mean, the thought forms, isn't that amazing? We get this is like the programming. This is the society shouldn't on us. Like, we should do this or we should do that, right?
Yeah. And also too, Lauren, is our own thought forms. We are creating them.
Our own.
Yeah, we're creating these thought forms. They don't just fly off into the ether and disappear. They actually stay in our auric field, and they clog our auric field. And I have to say, these are negative thought forms. Yeah.
So this is a way for people to really, okay, for an example, if someone's having an issue moving forward, like you have a goal or a dream, and there's just a hesitancy there, this is going to help them make that progress and just go forward, because it'll help clear out the blockage.
Absolutely. And the other thing is what I've always maintained, when you're grounded, that means you can manifest better, right? If you're playing up into the spiritual world all the time and you're not grounded, you can't manifest and bring that. You can't make it happen in the real world. It's just floating around in the ether as you are. But when you ground yourself, you bring all that down and make it real in this third dimensional world which we live in. We're living on that earth. We are earth beings. So we need to bring that down. And so those thought forms can then, when we cleared all that out, do you see, this is like it's like a treadmill. So the more that you open yourself up and you become a clear vessel, the more that you can stay within your body, and the more that you can manifest and make real what you actually want from the spiritual realms. Have I explained that enough? Better?
Yes,
all right?
Absolutely. So that's so important to go and take our journal and actually quiet our mind and go out and meditate and just be outside and be in nature, because it helps that connection. Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, I do want to say that Persia says, thank you. She feels very warm and peaceful. I'm assuming it's a she, but I'm not certain. Yes, there's a beautiful picture of her here, too. So awesome. Okay, well, another YouTube, Amber would love a scan. Amber Rose.
Oh, what a lovely name. Both colors, too, aren't they? Okay, let's have a look at her. Everybody needs to be cleared. And her mental body. And the emotional body. The thought body. And the body. Okay. Thought forms. Oh my goodness. And according. And her solar plexus. Oh gosh. The heart. Oh, her heart is lovely. Well done, Amber Rose. Okay, let's just do the whole body part of it. Oh, I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. I'm about to giggle. I'm doing the giggle thing. She's all clear now.
Okay.
Oh, Amber, please let us know you go, darling.
Let us know if you're giggling too, Amber.
I'm keeping my secrets out. I thought I was keeping it well controlled, but whatever. I think I'm feeling quite safe on this show.
Good. Yes, we are the Woo-Woo tribe.
Yeah. There's a few secrets being let out today. Goodness me.
Yay! You can't hide, baby. Yeah. This is transparency. Okay. All right, our last one for now on our YouTube. We're going to go to Anu. Anu would like a scan and a clearing.
Okay. Anu's... Oh, it's everybody. And the body. Oh, too much thinking going on there, Manu. Oh. Mushy. Got it. Oh. Chakras again. Let's just do some clearing for Manu. Oh, I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. beautiful. So I'm presuming Anu is a male, and his etheric body is clear, his mental body is clear, his emotional body is clear, and his thought body is clear. And his thought forms are all cleared out, as is his courting. Courting is so important, Lauren, because courting, we open ourselves to other people's energies and them to us. As I said before, and if we infiltrated by somebody who doesn't like us, then they can. This is where psychic attack happens as well, Lauren. Yes.
Mm.
So looking at the base chakra, sacral. Oh my goodness, it's clear. Please let us know how you do with that, Anu. Beautiful.
If you were walking around, I know that you connect in with people only when they ask, but if you weren't like controlling that or keeping it in check, you would probably think the whole world was just freaked out.
Blocked. So I never ever connect in with anybody. Even when I go into a room, I don't connect in unless it really hits me that there's negative energy. Whereas my daughter, she's totally different. She feels. She can stand, if she's standing next to somebody that's got entity, she feels physically sick, and it attacks her throat. Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. Well, there's a question coming in.
Yes.
And I know that, many people know how to do this, but there are some who still would like to know, how do you ground? How do you ground yourself? So there's many different ways. What are some of the best ways?
Well, one of the ways that I do it, and I actually had it that I was going to use it today, because I know people are totally never grounded, never, and that's one of our biggest problems, is that if we're not grounded, we're being tossed around, and this is where, this is my understanding, Lauren, is where empaths, people talk about being an empathic. I feel that that's because they're not in their bodies, yeah? And so that's why they take on other people's stuff. So I usually say, if everybody wants to just do this exercise, put your thumb of either right or left hand, I usually right because I'm right-handed, into your belly button. So just everybody take your thumb of either hand and put it into your belly button, and then use your index finger and your middle finger and put them about 1.5 to 2 inches below. So we're talking about the Hara line here, yeah? And the Hara line goes all the way down to the core of Mother Earth. So just feel into that. And then from the coccyx, feel your grounding cord. Slip the grounding cord down both the hips, down through both the legs, into your knees, your calves, your shins, your calves and shins, your ankles, your feet. And then see that grounding cord and feel it go all the way through the layers of Mother Earth until it comes to the center where her beautiful crystalline heart is. Then just gently wrap those grounding cords around Mother Earth so you're hugging her just beautifully, gently. And you give her love, greetings, and gratitude. How does that feel for you, Lauren?
I feel very present. Very present.
Bingo. That's it. That's exactly what it is. That's it. Yeah. And if anybody else out there can, just write in and let us know how they feel. And I think this is one of the best ways that I find to ground. I don't have to ground anymore, darling, because I'm just automatically always grounded. Does that make sense? Yeah. I'm a living grounded person because I've been working and doing this for so long, and so I'm totally earth and grounded. I'm a Virgo as well, so those things also come into play. So yeah, it will be very interesting to see how people go with this grounding exercise, because I find especially wrapping your beautiful cords around Mother Earth gently and lovingly And what you can do then is ask her to come back up the grounding cords, up through your hips and back up into your heart. It's such a beautiful exercise.
Yes, okay, there's a quick question coming in on the specifics of the thumb in the belly button, and then did you say the index finger?
Index finger and middle finger, yeah.
And the middle
about
finger
an inch and a half.
below that, below the belly button. Right.
Yeah,
okay.
about an inch and a half to 2 inches, which is where the hara line lies.
Yes, and use your intuition, people. You'll feel that, right? Okay.
Yep. And then when you take the coccyx with the grounding cord down, that really cements it.
Yes, that was the presence that I felt. And there's a confidence, actually, that comes from that.
Totally. This is what I talk about being, when you're grounded, that confidence makes you feel so strong. It empowers you. Yes? It really empowers you.
This is a really great technique to do every day. You know, you said that when we, believe, trust, and surrender, that's the key. But if we've got thought forms that when you wake up and start your day and you want to do something big and something new and something creative, but yet you feel a block, you can call it writer's block or whatever, or hesitancy or doubt. This is a great little tool to use to get it done and go forward with confidence.
Yes, totally. And, like go straight to the heart, do the Ho'oponopono, clear everything out of your energy matrix for the day, and then use a grounding cord and say, this is my way forward. Watch out, world, here I come.
Yes.
That's what I would do.
Yes, that's beautiful. I love that. We're all going to be doing that. Okay.
Great.
Well, can you do other questions besides a scan?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Okay, Diane, she says, where am I in my soul's journey?
Big question, Diane. I feel that we need to do more exploring. It's not something that I could just pick up out of the blue. All right, I need to and be with you in this progress as we go forward. Lauren, everybody says, "What is my purpose?" And what is my soul's journey? I seriously, to me, when people learn to go in, connect into that triple heart that we spoke about before that we activated, and when you go in there and you commune with the source of all that is, nothing else matters. And your purpose will show itself. Everything just falls away. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah. None of us, we're not always meant, we're not all meant to be doing things like I'm doing. We're not all meant to be, some great, amazing being. Because we're not all supposed to be the Lauren Galleys of this world. Each of us in our own special way is doing what we need to do as long as we keep our divine energy matrix clear.
Yes.
Yep, that's it, simple. As long
and radiate
as we
that love.
Yeah,
radiate that love. That's
totally.
the purpose.
Totally. Because, we're not all of us going to be doing great things, and we're not all of us going to be clairvoyants or clairaudience or sentience or clairaudience. No. What we do is we work within the parameters which we find ourselves in. And we send the love. As long as you're a loving being, you can do anything. I do work in places like the Middle East. I help to clear all those energies as much as I can. My daughter, when she was 6 months traveling down through South America, and every time she would come, she'd text me and say, "Mom, I'm at such and such place. Can you clear the energies?" So I clear all of the energies through there. Because, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, especially places that, like churches are some of the worst places, you know that, don't you, Lauren? Sorry, guys. But churches, because you think about it, people go there looking for help, don't they?
Yeah.
So they go looking for help. They go pouring out their hearts. They go with sorrow. They go with grief. They go with everything that you could possibly imagine. And those are energies that can get stuck in those places.
Yes.
So I would just, from where I am here in the United Kingdom, I would clear the places where she was at. And she could feel the energy shift. Because she's like that. She can feel energy. So, we were doing some amazing work. And anyone can do this. Anyone of you can do this work. But I started when I cleared out my energy matrix, when I was conscious of doing that all the time. And that's all we need to do. It's simple, but we've got to be aware and mindful.
Yes. Well, we've learned some really great tips today to really help cultivate that awareness. And when people do a personal session with you, that's 45 minutes, and there's a lot of time to cover many issues there and get some great clearings done. What do people experience after that? I mean, 45 minutes, that's significant.
It's really like, the young lady asked about the soul's journey. What is it? Sometimes, and what I can do with this is, if the person wants it, we can bring the soul in, and you can talk to your soul yourself.
Yeah.
It's not me. I don't want to be the one to say, look, this is what your soul's saying. No, I empower you so that you can get your answers yourself.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And you're just reflecting what's going on in the energy field, and once that's clear, that connection is just spot on. It is crystal clear. So that's beautiful. Well, you are in the UK, and it is 12:15 in the wee hours of the morning where you are. So we're going to do one more. We have one more caller that we can take this evening, and we're going to go to Boulder Creek, California. Phone number ending in 2263. Hi, what's your name, please?
Hi, Loren. It's Sue.
Hi, Sue.
Hi, Virginia.
Hello, Sue.
I would like for you to scan me and see what you see.
Sure. Okay, so your etheric body needs to be cleared. And your energy, your mental body. And your, definitely your emotional body and your fourth body. Your thought forms. A lot of thought forms in your auric field. And your the cords as well. A lot of stuff going on here. So it needs to be cleared, and your base chakra, your solar plexus, and your sacral. Your heart, nice. The heart is clearish. Okay, beautiful. Heart is clear. Throat. Oh. This is where a lot of, especially women, have issues in our throat because we are afraid. No, I don't know whether I should say afraid, but we are hesitant about speaking our truth because of, I find two things. Either we were going to be hurting somebody by what we say, or that we will be put upon and we will be ostracized for what we say. So women have a huge problem with the throat. So you're not on your own with that, Sue, okay? So, Lauren, as you know, I'm also a medical intuitive, so I can also scan the body and tell people what's going on in their bodies as well. But I'm not doing that in this particular instance. So, Sue, just cross your hands over your heart, darling, and you just do the Ho'oponopono to clear your energy matrix now. Sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. Love you. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Thank you. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Okay, Sue, thanks, darling. That's lovely. It's clear. I don't know whether you felt any energy shifting then.
I've been feeling it throughout the call. I felt like my heart was becoming more open. I was feeling more joy. And everything said hits me to the T. So I thank you, and thank you, Lauren, for bringing her on your show. I love her.
I know, really cool.
Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you so much. Oh, cool. Beautiful. And we did hear from Amber Rose. She said, "Oh my goodness, yes, I am giggling. Thank you so much. I feel clear and joyful."
She's a giggler too. I love it when people giggle. I think it's gorgeous. It's infectious, I guess, isn't it?
It is infectious, yes, and that's the fast way to raise your vibration. I know at one point in my life, I just had to watch Seinfeld at the end of every day to laugh out loud, you know? So, but now I know we can cultivate this joy within us, but it's beautiful.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well,
and there's nothing like it.
Yeah, there's nothing like it. I mean, it is pure innocence, and you know, they even have laughing yoga. If you've ever done that, it really is so fun.
No.
We could do a whole show where we just open up the phone lines and let everyone laugh, and that would be really fun. So
that's true.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because you know when you connect into that energy of pure source energy, you can't help but be in a place of bliss, in a place of joy. Lauren, seriously, if somebody had asked me about this 10 years ago, I would have looked at them in a strange way and thought, what on earth are they talking about? You see how far I've come, right?
This is the great awakening, and the story is out there. I mean, a lot of people, the new earth leaders, have woken up in the past 10 years. Big time.
Yep.
Big time.
You know, so, you know, please, people, if you're listening into this is not beyond you. You too are able to tap into this beautiful feeling of joy. For me, Lauren, where we've lost our way is because we lost our contact and connection to Source. Simple as that. Nothing else matters to me. And that's really what it is, our lack of contact with Source. You know, we live in this fast-paced world. We think that, you know, everything else matters except for our connection to God. But it doesn't. We are mind, body, spirit. We know very well what the mind does. It gets us into trouble heaps, right? We know the body we clothe it, we care for it so beautifully every day. What do we do with the spirit side of us? It's the most neglected and yet the most important part of who we are. We came from spirit, we'll go back to spirit. And yet it's the part that we ignore. And when we come to that understanding that there's nothing really else that matters, when we pass, we're not going to take all these material goods with us, are we? We take our soul. That's it.
Right. Yes, that is the requirement. Right.
Yes.
It is a requirement.
Yep. And the more work that you do on this earth plane in this lifetime, because that's why we came, the higher the vibration, you go to a higher place. You go to this beautiful place where and eventually we're going to go back to the Godhead. That's my understanding.
Oh, Virginia Round Griffith,
Thank
you so much for this quantum conversation, for all of the scans. Again, it's beautiful to see you working. I invite our community to check you out, to utilize your personal sessions to make great strides forward and clearings. And also the MP3s are available too, to just set up the environment in your home or in your car or anywhere. Again, you could loop those. They don't have to be out loud. I really love that. You could even use some of those while we sleep.
Yes, absolutely. Yep, totally. And I was going to ask, please, Lauren, I know that I've got the 8th MP3. I don't know if it's going to play havoc with your system, your IT system, but the MP3 number 8, which is the past life one, because I do a lot of work with past lives genetics, you know, the ancestors as well. But that past life one, can we put that into option number 1?
Absolutely. Okay, so you heard it here. Yes, you get all 8 of those MP3s in the option 1. Beautiful. Thank you for that. That's powerful. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, because I think it's really important that people, I think I intended to do it, but when I sent it to you, I didn't, you know, delineate or differentiate, make it defined. So that's that one particularly, because we can clear our past lives with that through the grace of the Lords of Karma.
And those are really great tools then to keep that space free and clear.
Because now, at this time, the Lords of Karma want it gone. With the less karma that we have, as we're starting to go to this, in the Ascension field, the better. right?
Yes.
That stuff is all coming to an end. Yeah.
Hallelujah.
You're okay? You're giggling too, hey?
Yes, this has been a beautiful conversation, and I look forward to having you back and talking with you more. And I really thank you so much for being here.
You're very welcome, and I thank you too, and all of your community. It's been an absolute blessing. Every time I do this, it's just, to me, it's such a blessing. Yeah? Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren's community. Much love and aloha.
Aloha. Mahalo. Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts, as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. Access all quantum conversations, special offers from our guests, and online healing retreats by visiting acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. We leave you now with music from the universe. Music literally created by the universe, as musical notes were assigned to mathematical equations. The result is this beautiful music, available at acoustichealth.com. Namaste.